Embrace it. Embrace every side of you. You know, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and the pretty. Embrace it, okay? It makes you you. It makes you unique. Welcome to St. Rose of London. Thank you for joining me on my spiritual journey and learning about tarot and astrology. So today I got something really interesting. We're going to be doing a movie review and we just want to see the deeper meaning, you know, the higher perspective of what we are being shown. All the time, you know, big companies, governments are analysing us. They're seeing everything we buy, everything we do. When we buy things, they see the trends all the time. They analyze us, okay? So what we need to do is do the same. Gain information the way they gain information. So what I like to do is look at the top 10 movies in Netflix in the UK. This way we can see what the collective are thinking, what the UK is thinking, how they're feeling, you know, what's popular. And that's just another way to like gain information about what's going on. So today we're going to be looking at Venom, which is #1 in the UK on Netflix. If you can get past like the scary face of Venom, then we're all good. So I have my notes and we'll be kind of looking at the deeper reflection of what's actually being shown, because we know that hidden messages are in our plain sight. What you don't want to do is just like watch a movie and just let it blow over your head or get into your subconscious without knowing that it's in your subconscious. So it's a really good technique to try and watch a movie and figure out what is the movie creator telling us, what clues, what predictions can we see through movies. Anyway, let's have a look at the themes that I've picked out. So I've looked at relationships, I've looked at friendships, workplaces, also Venom, which is like the darkness, and the ending of the movie, which can teach us something as well. So let's get into it. Wanted to start with friendships. So Eddie, the main character. Oh, by the way, everything in this video will basically tell you what's going on in the movie. So if you haven't watched it and you'd like to watch it, then you can come back and see what I have to say. If you've watched it, let's go. So I wanted to start off with friendships. In the movie, Eddie, the main character, has a little friend in the corner shop and she's like, Eddie, have you even been meditating? Because she tells Eddie, mind is body, Eddie. Have you meditated? He goes, no, it doesn't work, you know, doesn't work for me. And she's like, what do you mean it doesn't work? And he was like, he was joking with her and he was like, the DVD's in Mandarin. You know I don't understand Mandarin. And then she replies back to in Mandarin. What I was thinking with this one is, #1, during our life, we are given friends and people around us, even strangers sometimes, and they tell us little clues, little tips on how to get us onto our true path or how to make us live, you know, with the most happiness. We are given people in our life that helps us to get on the right road. So that's why it's important to have good people around you. She tells Eddie a little clue. Eddie, just meditate. It will help you get your life together. He's like, nah, I'm not bothered, okay? Another thing with the language, although the DVD we found out later was in fact in English, little trickster, because I thought it was actually in Mandarin. Sometimes we have our friends around us that are like, you know, just so knowledgeable and they know all about different things and they talk to you and sometimes you just don't understand what they're saying. It's like they're talking a different language almost. And you're just like, I don't understand what you're saying. That is kind of saying, sometimes you want to help people, but you have to speak to them in a way that they can understand. For me, example, I might start talking about multiple universes and high frequency sounds and chakras and you know, divination, and literally I might just start going off on something. But if I'm talking to someone who's never heard of anything, I'm just gonna sound strange, right? They're not gonna they're not going to take in any messages that I say, and they're just not going to understand. So that's what Eddie's trying to say. You can help people, but make sure you speak in a way they can understand, so they can actually get the message and then use the benefits of that. Sorry, that was a fly. So they can get the message and use the benefits of it. Secondly, Eddie, we find out he loses his job, he loses his girlfriend, he's not getting married anymore, he has bills upon bills, and he can't find a job. And he has this one little plant in his house, and it's like a concrete jungle area, and there's sirens outside, and he has this one plant he's been trying to keep alive. He tries to water it, and the plant is completely gone, like the leaves are falling off already. So it's like he's at the lowest of the low of the low at the moment. And you know what he does? He tries to meditate again, because his friend had already dropped that clue in his head. So he lies on the floor, he surrenders, and he puts on the meditation video. And he's just about to get started, and his neighbor starts playing heavy metal. Okay, two things with that. One, everyone has a true path, right? And we have friends to help us get on there, or it might be a TV show or something. We're always given a sign, right? Don't get so far out of your path and then have all these bad things happen for you to then be like, you know what, I need to listen. Because what you can do is just listen to the message first hand, and then you won't get so deep into despair that that's the time that you want to do something. Okay, so listen to your messages, pay attention, listen to the messages around you, keep on your path, and you'll be fine. And even if it's not, having a bad day, you'll be supported, and you know that. So don't be like Eddie. Don't ignore how many times your friend in the corner shop is telling you to meditate. Just meditate, try it out. Even if you feel it doesn't work, it will work over time. So another thing, second thing, sometimes we have challenges and obstacles put in our way, tests. So Eddie decided in that moment he wants to make his life better, and boom, obstacle, an op. These things happen all the time. For example, like when I was going to I was putting petrol in my car. Happy day, I'm having a happy day. I said I'm gonna have a happy day. So I get into the petrol station, the air machine is not working. So I go to the guy, he's like, oh, he's telling me some rubbish, and basically he's made me upset. Then I go on the high street, I park my car, and I'm like, I'm sure I can park here because I see people parking here all the time. And guess what? When I get back to my car, parking ticket. I'm like, can I get a break? Honestly, like, these days happen, you will be tested. Can you stay calm? Can you stay patient? I'm not gonna lie, that day I was like, you know what, just whatever, give me a parking ticket, don't let me top up my car, like, it's fine, But these things happen all the time. There may be people in your life that are purposefully testing you. They may not know that they're acting as an op, but they are. Just think about the Matrix, right? When Neo is like going back into the Matrix, and at any second someone is an op, trying to chase him. That's how it works. The Matrix, I can't even get into the Matrix right now, but yeah. Another thing on friendships is there's a homeless person in the movie who he like has jokes about, and he's like, you're really gonna make me buy a free newspaper? Yeah, so he cares for the homeless person. Now in the movie, the big science guy, he wants to test out Venom, and he wants to use it and make Venom, and they call it something different. He wants to use Venom, he wants to have humans, put them together, see if they work and see what they can do. You notice that they used the homeless person as one of the subjects. That homeless person is obviously not in a very nice situation. She may feel, no one cares about me, no one loves me, I don't have a home, like all these bad things, right? And you know what? There is always someone who cares about you, and you may not even know it. It may literally be like, not in a creepy way, but it may be, you know, your co-worker that you think never sees you, but they care about you. Like, there are people in the world who you don't even know that care for you, that want to see you do well, that want to see you be happy. And so just understand that, you know, sometimes our mind tells us things. Let's say your mind tells you no one cares about me. Okay, so that's fixed in your mind, right? You really believe this. Now, every situation in your life, you're going to be looking for something that affirms what you think about yourself. So, you know, you think no one cares about me. Then throughout the day, something happens and you're like, see, that's what I mean. No one cares about me. And the more you think, it just gets stronger of a belief. But this movie shows you that even the people, you know, who may really believe no one believes about them, there is always someone. It could be, you know, it could be a stranger, but there's always someone. The universe supports you. You are not alone. You are never alone, okay? There is always someone for you. So I think that's really powerful. Next off, let's look at Venom. Let's tackle Venom. Okay, I could see Venom symbolizing many things. Venom is like the darkness. We all have dark and light, okay? Some people, you know, are all light and love and happiness, but life is both. You know, there's some days we are going to feel really down and really, you know, just down. So we are light and dark, okay? We yin yang, like we have to develop both. That's why it's so important to do shadow work, you know. We can get deeper into that if you want. One thing I noticed, when Venom was inside of him, sounds weird, when he had the darkness, he was eating junk food and decaying meat. And if you watch, he literally went in his fridge, ate frozen food, like blah, 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 and ate frozen food, ate like leftover chicken, which is disrespect. His body then immediately rejected it, like threw it all up. So it just shows us that we have to be really careful about what we are putting in our body. If you notice, Venom always was like food, like it was impulses. Like sometimes we get that impulse to like eat sugary things and whatever, but we have to be able to be in charge of our impulses and say, okay, you want food? Okay, let's have a fruit. Okay, let's do something different. So not always giving over to that impulse, because sometimes it's not the best thing. There's a really nice scene where he just like flew over the water, and Venom, he was talking to Venom, right? And this is how I imagine facing your shadow self. Your shadow self, you know, the dark side of you, the parts of you that you don't want others to see, and maybe you don't even want to see about yourself. You have to be able to face your shadow self. You have to be able to face the dark side of you. Venom actually said, you die, I die. He's like, I am a part of you, whether you like it or not. Now the thing about Venom is like that friend that is just so blunt and just like doesn't care. Like your friend knows you inside out and is gonna tell you that partner's not right for you. You should stop eating that. I thought you said you was gonna stop, but you haven't. Like that friend that is just so blunt and straight up, but you know it's true. That's Venom. So for example, it's all the things that Eddie did not want to hear in that moment of time. So Venom was like, oh, you're talking to Annie, your heart rate's beating. You're like, shut up. Like that's Venom. And to be honest, like it's not always a bad thing. There's some things we just simply need to admit to ourselves. And Venom is, in the show, you can see that Venom is not all bad, you know. There are good things about Venom being there. One, he was stronger, he could fight, he faced his fear, you know, even though Eddie didn't want to, you know, jump out a building because he's scared of heights. When Venom was there, he was out the building, okay? Venom was like, Eddie, you need to apologize to Annie. You haven't done that yet. And you know what? Eddie listened to Venom. So Venom isn't all bad, you know. The blunt side, the shadow self who is like, you really gonna do that? You need to sort your life out. That's not always a bad thing to have. This movie is deep on mental health. Like, there's some conditions where people have voices. There's some conditions where people, you know, have, you know, depression. And these are real experiences. Like, mental health is so huge. So when someone tells you they hear voices, you have to believe that they hear voices. Like, it's real. I feel like Venom does a really good job of actually showing people like what some of these mental health conditions are about. And it does it in a way that you don't necessarily think about mental health, but it, you know, it helps you anyway understand what it's like. So for example, when Annie saw Eddie, and she knew that he was like talking to himself and things like that, she was like, you need to get to a hospital now. And I think a lot of people, you know, just immediately think the hospitals are the answer, right? And because she was like going out with a doctor, that just reaffirmed her opinion of hospitals and medicine and etc. Anyway, she said to him, Annie said, Eddie, you're sick. And he replied, I'm scared. That is the deepest thing. Like, before you tell someone you're sick, why are you hearing things, why are you doing this, just listen to them and understand that this is the scariest thing they're going through. Like that, oh my, I don't know, I can't even explain. Like, you're sick, I'm scared is just, it just flips your thinking. Next time you're hearing someone's experience, just listen to them and really empathize and understand what they're going through, because it's a lot. What's really touching is the ending, is that Eddie realizes that Venom happening to him, you know, the darkness facing him, wasn't a bad thing. Like, in the end, when Venom saved him and sacrificed himself, he was like, no, Venom, don't go. Somehow Venom came back. And he found a way to make it work for him. So there's so many people out there that, you know, have experienced like struggles with mental health, but then they, you know, they get back and they find a way to make it work. You know, they're kind to themselves. You know, Eddie, he had to set some boundaries, which is really good. He set boundaries with himself. So he said, okay, that food impulse, no. Venom, we're not going to eat that dog. We're not going to eat that person, okay? You can only eat bad people, not good people. So he sets boundaries, and, you know, he finds a way to live with it. And that's what makes him happy. So all good. I think that's a really strong message, is that sometimes things happen to us, but we have to find a way to make it work, you know? Embrace it. Embrace every side of you. You know, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and the pretty. Embrace it, okay? It makes you you. It makes you unique. Venom gives him extra powers. The thing that you may not like about yourself, the thing that you don't want to face about yourself, actually is giving you powers, okay? It makes you you. Use it. Okay, I got passionate. Use it. The company used a homeless person because they are vulnerable, and they believe, so they have the belief that they don't have any family, no one will contact them, and if anything bad happens in that human trial, they won't be responsible because they already had some lawsuits, right? So you need to find an organization, a company that has good values, good ethics, you know, they care about people, etc. Some of these corporate companies, they don't really care about people, and they're doing some very shifty things, and they pick people who may be seen as, you know, vulnerable, people who they can use for their agenda. So people who are strong-minded, people who are conscious, people who do not give up their morals, they cannot be used for agendas. In yourself, you know your morals, you know what's right or wrong. Do not sell yourself to these companies who do not really care about you. So in the workplace, there's this like scientist girl, she's doing her thing, she's finding things out, she's, you know, enjoying her job. And the big science guy, it's not even worth saying his name, I don't know it anyway. The big science guy, he's like, right, I'm happy with your work, let's start human trials. And she's like, it's not ready to do human trials yet. And he's like, you know, saying, think of the future, like you are at the forefront of a scientific breakthrough. Like, these words are scary. What did he say? Don't, let me find out. Oh, he said, hold your nerve. Hold your nerve. Like, ignore the gut feeling in yourself and just go with what I'm telling you to do. And she was like, this is not ethical. And he was like, he resulted in using emotional manipulation. He was like, think about your kids. How are your kids? And that immediately made her back down. These situations do not back down, okay? Know that you need to get out of that workplace real quick, okay? Plan B. At the end of the conversation, he goes, good job. Oh no, he didn't. He said, good work. Okay, now, don't sell yourself out for a good work or well done or fantastic. Don't do it. It's not worth it. It will end up making you feel really not so great about yourself. The fact that you have lost your morals, you lose respect for yourself, you question yourself, like all these things. It's just you know, it's like a domino. Like, these things start happening, all for a good work from your manager, who's not even, the science guy was not even nice. Check if there's any extra little diamonds I can give you. Little diamond. So the big tech guy, when he was testing his first human person, Isaac, he was talking about, oh, you know, your Isaac is a biblical name. He was just trying to gain a connection in emotion and then kill him, basically. So he says, you know, you are the real person, like you are strong, you have sacrificed the most important thing, you know. He was talking about the biblical stories. One of the most important things in life is the time we have. Okay, that is one of the most precious gifts in this world, is time. And you know what the workplace does? It takes your time. Now deep it. The workplace takes your time, which is one of the most precious things we have in this world. So every day you work, you are sacrificing yourself because you are sacrificing your time. Now, we have to work at something, right? Let's make our work enjoyable. Let's, you know, find something that you enjoy doing. So it's not sacrificing your time, it's actually enriching your life, okay? That is the main goal, and that always has to be the main goal, I believe. So really think about how you spend your time at work. Is it enriching your life? Is it making it better? Is it teaching you new things? Is it good? Is it, you know, aligned with your morals? Really think about it, because it matters. Ooh, at the beginning of the movie, the science guy says to this little cute little black girl who wants to ask a question, and the teacher's like, don't talk, you know. And he's like, no, people will try to silence you, but the people who ask questions are the ones that will change the world. You know, ooh, you're thinking, yes, this science guy is a good person, you know, encouraging the children of the future. So in the next scene, Eddie, the naughty reporter, starts asking questions, and you know what the big science guy does? Silences him. So there you go. Number one, Hypocrite. Straight up hypocrite. It's all a script, you know. He knows what he's doing. Oh, you know, ask questions, you can change the world, don't let people silence you. When it's at him, he silences him, ends the report straight. Another thing is, later on in the movie, you see that another reporter has just slipped into his role and they've followed the script, and that's it. The news is scripted. Who writes a script? A news reporter can't just say, oh, I'm gonna do my own version today. No, the news is scripted. So when you're watching the news, just have a filter. You know that it's scripted. Just listen to it, but you know what it is. Let's not get too deep. That was actually harder than I thought, to try and keep these things in my head. But we are finished. Thank you so much for watching. We had some really great, hopefully great insight for you. Hopefully things that, you know, you're like, I might have to watch that movie again, you know. Honestly, I'm really bad. I watch movies like 3 times, even more. There's one movie, Cloud Atlas. I have to watch it another 10 times because it is so confusing, honestly. But tell me what you think in the comments. Tell me what you think, you know. Do you agree? Are there any extra things I missed out? Please like, share and subscribe. I've got loads more videos to do, lots of different exciting things. Also, like, message me, tell me what you want to see. Hope you learned something new. Hope you was like, girl. Loads more videos to come. So sending you love and peace and joy and abundance and everything.